Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone to our honorable lecturer Ms. Rati Henisa, and hello to all my fellow students who are watching this video presentations. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere apologies for my absence during our scheduled web session due to an urgent personal commitment. I am highly grateful for this opportunity to present a subtitled text today. In this session, I will delve deep into a crucial topic for modern college students: critical thinking and digital literacy in academic research. My name is Akhlaqul Karima, and I invite you to explore how we can handle the massive wave of digital information effectively to produce high quality academic research. Let us begin. Okay, let us move on to the second slide. Today we live in an era of unprecedented data expansions. The internet, Google Scholar, and digital libraries open up access to millions of research papers instantly. However, this wealth of data brings a hidden danger known as information overload. While we have a wealth of data, we often face a scarcity of quality. The main risk we encounter as distance education students is falling into the trap of misinformation, unverified blogs, predatory journals, and biased articles. Without proper digital literacy, students might baseline their entire research project on weak or completely false premises. This is why filtering data has become far more important than just searching for data. Okay, on our third slide, let us formally define what digital literacy means within an academic academic context. Many people mistakenly think that digital literacy is simply knowing how to use a computer, operate Google, or download a PDF file. In higher education, it goes much deeper than that. Digital literacy is the advanced capability to locate peer-reviewed search, critically evaluate their methodology, synthesis findings from multiple authors, and communicate the finalist knowledge ethically. It is the core framework that protects our academic integrity and ensures that every argument we write is backed by credibility and scientific evidence. Now, how do we evaluate if a website or a journal article is worthy of being listed in our bibliography? We can apply a famous academic framework called the CRAB test, which stands for currency, relevancy, authority, accuracy, and purpose. Okay, CRAAP. Okay, first, check the currency. Is the research up to date? Ideally within the last 5 years. Second, relevance. Does it directly answer your research questions? Third, authority. Who is the author? Are they a university professor or an anonymous blogger. And fourth, accuracy. Is the text supported by evidence and reference, or is it just personal opinion? And finally, purpose. Why was it written? Is it to educate scientifically, or is it an advertisement or politically propaganda? By filtering every source through this test, we eliminate weak reference. Moving to slide 5, once we have called credible digital data, how do we integrate critical thinking into our actual writing? The biggest mistake students make is being purely descriptive, meaning they just summarize what author A said. Critical academic writing requires an analytical approach. You must synthesize, which means comparing what author A says with author B, identifying gaps in their arguments, and introducing your own analytical conclusions. Furthermore, digital literacy means respecting intellectual property. We must paraphrase information carefully in our own style and always give proper citations to avoid plagiarism, ensuring our academic work remains professional and honest. Okay, next, to conclude our presentation today, let us remember that in this internet era, access to information is no longer the problems. The real skills lies in how we filter, evaluate, and use the informations. Combining robust digital literacy with critical thinking turns us into active investigators rather than passive consumers of data. This combination is what guarantees success in online learning and distance education. That brings me to the end of my presentations. Thank you very much, Ms. Rati Hanisa, for allowing me to take this subtitle task, and thank you to all my classmates for your kind attention. Please feel free to leave any comments or questions below. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.